Hey everyone, welcome back to the Book Cave with me, Jenny. So I took some vacation, and so I have a full 10 days uninterrupted of not having to work, so I am doing a bookcation. And so basically there's 3 steps to bookcation. Step 1, get some time off. Step 2, make a TBR. Step 3, read that TBR. That is my plan for these next 10 days. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of just update you all at the end of every day with what I've read, how much I've read of a book, if I haven't finished it, and any fun bookish things I do. And I guess maybe just like general what I've done today sort of things. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoy this bookcation video. So step 1 of bookcation is to make a TBR. And right now, my TBR is For the Throne. And I'm on page 166. So, not really all that far into this one. Then I would like to read Children of Rune, and that one I'm on page 152, and again, really not all that far. Then I also have The Turnip Princess and Other Newly Discovered Fairy Tales. That one I'm on page 94, and I'm a little bit further in this one, as you can see. And then for a digital book, I have Lady Tan's Circle of Women. And on that one, I am on page 97. So that is about a third of the way through. And then for audiobooks, I intended to finish this yesterday, but I only have maybe like 10 minutes left now after listening on my way home from work. And that is The Ashes and the Star-Crossed Kings audiobook. And then my other audiobook that I want to try to get through is Emily Henry's Funny Story. I'd also like to try to get through Carrie Fisher's 2 memoirs and her 1 fiction novel. They are, I believe, 2 hours, 3 hours, and 2 hours. So that shouldn't be too hard because, I'll be going on walks and stuff whenever I deal with dishes and cleaning, doing wash, stuff like that. I usually try to listen to an audiobook as well. And then my final part of the TBR is the rest of the Apothecary Diaries. That will be volume 3 through volume 11. And I'm not sure if I'll get to everything, but we will see. I do have 10 days off, so, I have less than 10 mangas to read, so that one should be pretty much a no-brainer. Very easy to read, one a day. And the fact that I'm close to halfway or a third through on most of the books that are on my TBR, I feel like I should be able to, if not finish them, at least make some really good progress. And I feel like I should at least finish one. And actually, all 3 of those physical books are books for 3 other video projects that I'm working on. So it'd be really nice to finish them and then be able to work on those video projects and get them scheduled, while I have this time off and don't have to try to, squeeze it in or anything. So yeah, those are my plans for what to read. And I am definitely looking forward to starting this very soon. So it is now the end of the first day of Bookcation, midnight on Wednesday, May 8th. So I'm going to update you all on how far I got and everything today. So the first thing I did was finish The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and I listened to that for 26 minutes to finish it, and then I started Funny Story, and I listened to that for 51 minutes, and then I read a little more in The Turnip Princess. I got to page 135 in that. So that's everything I read and listened to. But then I had to go to the store and I saw this chunky book, When the Moon Hatched. And this is one, the premise sounds really interesting. Apparently, the moons are dragon eggs, and this deals with an assassin for a rebellion group and a king who became king by taking the head of another king. And apparently he is a Fey prince, from what I understand. And yeah, this is book 1 in what I believe is probably going to be a trilogy. And will I start this while I'm off? Probably not, because I have so many other books, as I mentioned before, that I'm planning to read. But then on the way to the library, we have one of those little free libraries, and I got Mad Honey in hardcover out of it. And this is one I'd kind of heard about. I had seen some other booktubers talking about it, and I read the premise, and this is about two women who, one woman has a son, one woman has a daughter, and apparently the daughter dies, and the son is the one who is the suspect, even though it sounds like he didn't do it. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. And yeah, it's something that I've heard mixed reviews on, but I figured it's in there, it's free. I can at least try it at some point. So then I went to the library because I had a couple books on hold. That was Stitches, which is by Hirokazu Kirihara and illustrated by Junji Ito. And this is one that it's a bunch of short stories, and then you have these illustrations by Junji Ito in them. And then you also have this bonus manga in the back. And I believe this is also based on one of the short stories, yes, by Hirokazu Kirihara. And these are all supposedly like Japanese urban legends. They're supposed to be true. So that will be interesting to see. Then I have Dan to Dan volumes 1 through 5. 6 and 7 were out, so I had them on hold and picked them up. And then the final thing I had on hold was this other chunky, The Will of the Many, and this is also part of a series. And this is supposed to be basically Roman kind of history based, and everybody has a will that they can give to other people. And this is one that I've also seen talked about several different times and decided to pick it up. Again, I probably won't get to it in this video. Then Blue Period Volume 14 is out, and this is one I believe I've done reviews on it before that, you know, I've kind of been keeping up with. And this is supposed to be about them making like their professional debut. They're now in their second year of college. And so, yeah, this is a series that I'm definitely interested in, and I really enjoy the character work in it. Then I got The Prince and the Dressmaker, and this is set in like 1800s Paris, and we have a prince who is a drag queen and his best friend who helps design his outfits, and it is supposed to be coming of age, romance, finding yourself sort of thing. So it's one, again, I've heard about several times. I believe this one I've seen mostly on Goodreads, and the library had it, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. Then I had picked up The Best We Can Do, which is a graphic memoir of the Vietnam War from the point of view of displaced South Vietnamese family. And this is one that, I saw it and it was just something that, the premise, or not necessarily the premise, but like, the study of the cost of war and like displacement is something that I found interesting, and it kind of really adds a lot, I feel like, to history. And then the final book I got was 80 Days, and this is a fantasy, I believe, and it is about 3 young aviators and them basically like learning to fly airplanes, and kind of realizing that there is an aviation guild, and there's basically, it sounds like the aviation guild is being rebelled against. And this was, again, one that just kind of caught my eye with this very colorful cover. And yeah, I'm definitely interested to get into all of these, and hopefully I can get into at least one of these by the time I'm done my Bookcation. So it's now early afternoon on Thursday, and I just finished The Turnip Princess and Other Newly Discovered Fairy Tales. So I read up to page... where is it? Up to page 216 of this. And since this is a library book and it's due, I am now going to take a walk down to the library and return this and listen to some of Emily Henry's funny story while I do that. And while I'm talking about the library, they have these cute little stickers, and they always have some really cute ones. So this is the one I got this time. I've gotten before, they had a couple corgi stickers, and unfortunately I lost one of them. I'm hoping I can find it. And then they also have a bunch of axolotl stickers that I had been slowly getting from them. So yeah, that is my plan for right now. And then later on today, I'll be listening to more of my audiobook as I deal with dishes and wash and cleaning. And I am going to try as well to go through some of the 200 some odd old Harlequin books that a coworker gave me that I've mentioned in my monthly wrap-up, and try to get through some more of those. So yeah, this will be obviously another pretty book-heavy day. So at the end of the day today, I have now gotten to listened to 1 hour and 37 minutes in Funny Story, which got me up to chapter 8. And other than that, I finished Turnip Princess and Other Tales, as I said earlier, and that was about it. Today was obviously a little bit of a slower day, so we'll see how Friday goes. So as of the end of May 10th, I have finished The Apothecary Diaries, Volume 3, and then my other 2 books are on my phone. So Lisa C's Lady Tan's Circle of Women, I got up to page 109 in that. And then in Funny Story, which I was listening to, I got up to chapter 11, which takes me to 2 hours and 37 minutes spent listening, and I am listening to that at 1.75 times, so that's why I'm like that far ahead. So I'm basically 3 hours and 28 minutes into it, even though I only listened for the 2 hours. And so far, I'm enjoying everything, and Funny Story is just kind of really hitting for me with the humor and the way, like, the relationship is developing, and I kind of feel like from the beginning, Miles has a thing for our female main character, whose name I cannot remember for some reason. What is her name? I'm going to have to look this up real quick. So, Daphne is her name. I don't know why that's so hard for me to remember. But yeah, so Miles and Daphne meet in a very unconventional way, and I just feel like this really works. And I do absolutely love Emily Henry. So this has definitely been, a fun day. I get to read Emily Henry and Lisa C., who are 2 of my favorite authors right now, at least. So I did go through a lot of the Harlequin books that my coworker gave me, and I also took a few off of my shelves, and I did go ahead and sell them, and that was a nice long ride to get up there. And then of course I got some more books, and I will do a book haul probably tomorrow because I'm kind of tired today. So today was not as much of a reading day for me. I again had to take a ride that was probably all told about 4 hours by the time I went there and back, and we did leave kind of early, so I wound up falling asleep kind of early. But by midnight on Saturday, midnight on Saturday, I finished The Apothecary Diaries, Volume 4, and then I did read a bit in Lady Tan's Circle of Women, and I got up to page 217 in that. And then I actually did go down to the library because I had some books that ran out of renewals, so I got them re-renewed, and then an anthology that I had checked out and had to return without reading, I had put back on hold, and it was ready, and that was Broken Stars, which is a collection of contemporary Chinese sci-fi that has been translated by Ken Liu, and this includes a story by Cixin Liu, who of course wrote The Three Body Problem, and Ken Liu wrote The Dandelion Dynasty, and I'm interested in both those series, so I'm hoping that I might be able to at least start that anthology before Bookcation is over. So today, I finally finished one of the books on my TBR, and that is Lady Tan's Circle of Women. And so I read up to page 343 in that, and yeah, I did really enjoy this book. I really love Lisa C., and this was definitely a really good book. Had her, female friendships and all that I absolutely love. And then I took the puppies for a walk, and so I listened to some more of Funny Story, and I got up to chapter 14, and a total time listened was 3 hours 42 minutes by the time I was done. And so it says 42% of the way done. And then I finished The Apothecary Diaries, Volume 5. And I'm really enjoying everything that I'm reading. I love the mystery element here in The Apothecary Diaries. Funny Story, I'm absolutely loving the banter and everything. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this Bookcation. So as I mentioned, I also went to the bookstore a couple days ago, and you can kind of see the top of my pile here. So this is what I got. I got 3 books in the Wheel of Time, and that is Lords of Chaos, which is book 6. Then I got Winter's Heart, which is book 9. And then The Shadow Rising, which is book 4. And I have now, I believe, all of the ones that Robert Jordan himself completely wrote, which is up to book 10. And then I got another Disney Twisted Tales, Fate Be Changed. And obviously, as you can see from the tagline, this is based on Brave and with Merida. Then I got Lightbringer, and this was the only one they had in the second trilogy of Red Rising. If I remember correctly, this is book 6, but I still need to read the first 3, so that's okay. Now, this is one less I have to worry about getting once I actually get to that. Then I got the newest volume of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, which is volume 19. And then I've got 2 volumes of The Way of the House Husband, volumes 10 and 11. So I'm now caught up with that. Then I got 3 volumes of Zom 100, 11, 12, and 13. So I'm now caught up with that. Then I got Junji Ito's Soichi, which is a short story collection all about Soichi. And I've read a couple of short stories about him in other collections. And then finally, I got a physical copy of Funny Story by Emily Henry, since I am enjoying the audiobook so much, and I enjoy all her books so much. And the final thing I want to share with you is the sticker I got at the library when I went to renew some books. And they had a whole set of Bookish stickers, as you can tell from the one I got before. And I saw little flowers on this, and I will definitely be looking to get more of those stickers the next time I go there. So today I only read 2 things, and that was volumes 6 and 7 of The Apothecary Diaries. However, yesterday I did go and get some tomato and pepper plants with my dad, and we planted them today. So that was kind of the majority of my day, was doing that. And then just kind of relaxing with the puppies. So yeah, not a very bookish day today. So I'm hoping I can get some more done tomorrow. I've got 4 volumes left in Apothecary Diaries. And of course, I have not touched either of my final 2 TBR books, For the Throne or Children of Rune. I'm really thinking I'd like to finish Children of Rune, so that'll probably be the first physical book that I will pick up. So at the end of the day today, May 14th, I finished the Apothecary Diaries 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that completes that part of my TBR, so I'm very glad that I got to finish that and actually still have a few days. As for Funny Story, I am now at 4 hours 34 minutes listening. Takes me to 53% complete, and I finished chapter 17 is where, I'm on chapter 18. I just finished chapter 17. So that's really not too bad, considering that I didn't get to just sit and read today yet again. I had to take apart my dining room table and put together a sideboard and move all that stuff around, and then do a little bit of cleaning in my living room, vacuum up all the little styrofoam pieces that came in the sideboard. So yeah, all in all, I am pretty happy with my reading for today. And then after that, I did go to the library and picked up 2 books, and that is the autobiography of Jean-Luc Picard, and the other book I picked up is Hell Follows With Us, and that is written by the same person, at least, who wrote The Spirit Bears Its Teeth. I'm not sure if they're connected or anything, but yeah, those are both, the Jean-Luc Picard I checked out several years ago and just never got to it, so now I'm trying to get to that because I'm only missing 3 books in that series, and then I've finished all the autobiographies. I haven't read that one. I have not read Mr. Spock's autobiography, and I have also not read Ben Sisko's autobiography, but I'm not a huge fan of Deep Space Nine, at least not yet. That's not one that I really watched. Voyager was my Star Trek, and I love the fact that I listened to the autobiography of Catherine Janeway. I want to say it was earlier this year, it might have been last year, but I love the fact that that was narrated by Kate Mulgrew, because that just made it absolutely awesome, and I loved that. So yeah, I am going to go to bed, and then I will see what I get up to tomorrow. So as of the end of May 15th, I finished Magic Treehouse, Time of the Turtle King, and Windy Night with Wild Horses. And then I also listened to 2 chapters in Funny Story, 18 and 19, and read about 10 pages in Children of Rune, 153 to 168. So again, today I didn't read necessarily a whole lot, but I did have some stuff to do, as with a bunch of the other days. And I did really enjoy the Magic Tree Houses. I enjoyed this series when I was younger, and it's a series that I've kind of enjoyed keeping up with. And I do have the next graphic novel that goes with these as well, which is number 7, I believe it is. or perhaps at 6. But that is afternoon on the Amazon. So I may try and read that tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. So today I had to go on another doctor's appointment. And unfortunately found out that my dad broke a toe. So that was fun. But anyways, reading wise, I read page 169 to 210 of Children of Rune, and I got to listen to chapters 20 through 23 of Funny Story. And I listened to most of that when I took my dog for a walk, and I listened to a little bit while doing dishes, but I didn't have a whole lot of dishes, so I didn't listen to a whole lot doing that. And I also got to cut some trees down, and that will be continued tomorrow. So yeah, again, this was another kind of busy outside of books day. And, hopefully my dad's toe will heal pretty quick, and we'll see how that one goes. So this is the end of the last day of Bookcation. So I did manage to finish Funny Story. I listened to chapters 24 to 38, which was, I believe, about 2 hours at the speed I listened to. So I went ahead, I did some dishes, took the puppy for a walk again, and then just kind of lounged on the couch for a little bit to finish it up. And then I did read some more Children of Rune. I read just over 100 pages. I read page 169 to 276. So yeah, Bookcation did not have quite as many books read as I wanted to. However, I do feel like with putting in a bunch of the shorter books, trying to read Apothecary Diaries, the fact that I had an extra unexpected doctor's appointment with my dad breaking his toe. Well, actually, that was an expected appointment, but we had actually went for something else, and then they were like, okay, well, you need to come back so we can check. And then he broke his toe, and they're like, well, let's get an x-ray. And that's when they said, oh yeah, you broke it. Considering the fact that I trimmed like 4 or 5 trees over the past 2 days, and did a lot of yard work, I feel like I did pretty good here. And I also feel like the Children of Rune and For the Wolf, being that they're both well over 400 pages, with Children of Rune being well over 500, I don't feel like I did too awful bad. So one final thing I did on Bookcation was figure out how to make my Book Cave Discord public. So if any of you all want to join, I will have that link in the description of the video. So that's everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and going along on Bookcation with me. And if you'd like to see more bookish videos from me, hit that subscribe button. If you liked this video, hit the like button. Go ahead and leave me some comments down below. Have you ever done a Bookcation? What are you planning to read this month? I always love to get more suggestions for what books to read. I love seeing what other people are reading. And I will see you next time in the Book Cave.